Targeted cancer therapies have transformed treatment for many breast cancer patients. One powerful group of drugs, called PARP inhibitors, works by blocking cancer cells from repairing damaged DNA. When DNA damage builds up, cancer cells die. But in some patients, the treatment eventually stops working. The cancer finds a way to repair its DNA again. Researchers wanted to understand how this resistance happens. What allows cancer cells to bypass a drug designed specifically to block their repair system? The answer lies in a hidden molecular switch. The team discovered that a protein called FGFR3 plays a critical role. FGFR3, usually known for helping cells grow, but in resistant breast cancer cells, it does something unexpected. It modifies another protein, PARP1, at a site known as Y158. This small modification changes how PARP1 behaves. Normally, PARP inhibitors trap PARP1 on damaged DNA, preventing repair. But when FGFR3 alters PARP1, the protein is released more easily. This allows the cancer cell to restart a powerful DNA repair process called homologous recombination, one of the cell's most accurate repair systems. By reactivating it, the cancer regains its survival advantage. The study also showed that FGFR3 recruits additional repair proteins, including BRG1 and MRE11. Together, they reinforce the repair machinery. In simple terms, the cancer cell rebuilds the very system the drug was meant to disable. Importantly, when researchers blocked FGFR3 alongside PARP inhibitors, resistant tumors became vulnerable again. DNA repair weakened. Cancer growth slowed. This suggests a possible combination therapy strategy. Instead of targeting one pathway, future treatments may need to block both the repair mechanism and its backup. This study helps explain why some breast cancers outsmart targeted therapy. Resistance is not random. It is driven by precise molecular changes. Understanding these hidden repair pathways brings researchers closer to designing smarter, more durable treatments. Future clinical research will determine how these findings translate to patient care. But the message is clear. To overcome resistance, we must first understand how it begins.